Hello everyone and welcome to Lingoverse. I'm Laura and in today's lesson we're going to learn about the verbs used to, get used to and be used to. These verbs are kind of confusing because they apparently sound the same, but in fact they're very different constructions, not only in form but also in meaning. But don't you worry, because in this lesson we're going to learn about their differences, practice using them in numerous examples, and play a spot the mistake game. So subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet and ring the bell for notifications. Stay with me till the end so you'll be able to put into practice what you've learned and pay attention, okay? And now let's get started. Used to. Used to is used to talk about habits and routines in the past. That means things that were common or habitual in our lives in the past, but that are different now. We don't have those routines anymore. For example, when I was a child, I used to play with my friends after school and I didn't used to worry about money. As you can see, playing with my friends after school was a routine in my life, not something that happened on one particular day. And now, do you think I still play with my friends after school? Well, I wish I did, but nope, this is not part of my routines anymore. Likewise, the fact that I didn't worry about money was also habitual in my life. As a child, money problems were not my concern. But what about now? Now the situation has changed. Now I normally worry about money. So that routine I had in the past is not valid in my life anymore. And now the question is, Laura, can you just use the past simple and say, when I was a child, I played with my friends after school, and when I was a child, I didn't worry about money? Well, yes, the past simple is always good when we talk about the past. But honestly, when we talk about a repeated situation that ended up becoming a routine, used to is the most natural option to use. Now, regarding its form, for the positive, I used to plus infinitive. For the negative, I didn't used to plus infinitive. And for questions, did you used to plus infinitive. As you can see, I'm using I all the time, but the system would be the same for any other pronoun. She used to, he didn't used to, did your friends used to? Just the same, no change, okay? Now let's see a few more examples together. I used to go to lots of parties when I was at university. Wow, it was a routine for me, but now I prefer to stay in and relax. I didn't used to go to the physiotherapist at all. I was always fit, I was strong, but now I always seem to have something hurting. I'm getting old. What about you? Did you used to feel more energetic when you were younger compared to how you feel now? As you may have noticed, the structure of this verb works as the same as any normal past simple verb. We use ed for the positive, we use didn't and no ed for the negative, and we use did and no ed for questions. So pay attention here because this is one of the most common mistakes. Regarding pronunciation, whether we have ed or not doesn't actually make any difference because d is silent. So the pronunciation will be the same. We connect use with to. I used to, I didn't use to, did you use to? So the pronunciation is just the same, okay? Remember, we use used to talk about habits and routines in the past. Look, it's Valerie! Yeah, but she used to have long hair. And she used to be fit. And she didn't used to wear glasses. I know, but people change. Valerie! Get used to. Get used to is used to talk about a process of adaptation. Something is in the process of becoming normal or habitual. You are adapting, you are getting there, but you're not there yet. For example, I've just moved from the countryside to the city. Now I'm trying to get used to life in a small apartment, and I don't think I'll ever get used to hearing so much noise around me. I'm going through a big change, moving from the countryside to the city, and I'm trying to adapt to this new life. I'm trying to get used to life in a small place, and I'm trying to get used to hearing noise all around me. I'm adapting, but I'm not there yet. Now regarding its form, if you realized in the examples before, the structure get used to can be followed by either a noun or a noun phrase, get used to life, or it can be followed by a verb, get used to hearing. When we use a verb, it must have the ing form, it must be a gerund. I know it may sound a bit strange because we have to and ing together, I know, but just remember that's the structure this verb takes. Let's practice a bit more with some examples, okay? I'm getting used to my new car. I've had it for a short time and I still don't know how to use it very well. I'm still adapting to it. Or, it takes some time to get used to having a baby. You have a completely different life and it will take you some time to adapt to the new life you have. With the structure get used to, we can conjugate the verb get to create any tense that we want. For example, I'm getting used to it, I got used to it, I'll get used to it. Any tense by just conjugating the verb get. So remember, get used to is used to talk about an adaptation process. I'm still getting used to waking up so early. Oh, sugar! And be used to. Be used to is used to talk about a situation that has already become habitual or normal for us. We have already adapted to it and it already feels familiar, usual, or everyday life. For example, I've lived in a small village in Senegal for 10 years. Well, actually I did for a month, but let's imagine I've lived for 10 years. After such a long time, I'm already used to African traditions and customs, and I'm already used to eating rice every day. In this case, I've experienced this situation for a very long time living in Africa, and it has become normal and usual for me. It's habitual for me to follow African traditions as it is to eat rice every day. I'm already adapted to it. Regarding its form, be used to follows exactly the same structure we saw with get used to. Be used to can be followed by a noun or a noun phrase, be used to African traditions, as it can be followed by a verb, be used to eating new food. When be used to is followed by a verb, it needs to be a gerund, it needs to have ing. So get used to and be used to follow exactly the same pattern. Let's see now a couple more examples together. I'm used to high heels. I wear them every day, so for me it's very normal to walk wearing high heels. Or, my father is used to driving for long hours. My father is a taxi driver, so for him it's a routine, it's totally normal to drive for long hours. With the structure be used to, we conjugate the verb to be to refer to other people or tenses. I am used to it, my friends are used to it, she was used to it, and so on and so forth, conjugating the verb to be. So remember, we use be used to refer to situations that have already become habitual or normal for us. I'm not tired at all. I'm used to taking this test. But you don't look okay. Would you like some water? And now it's time to play a game. Spot the mistake game. I'm going to show you 3 sentences. These 3 sentences have a mistake. You'll have 5 seconds to spot the mistake and think of the correct answer. Then I'll give you the solution and you'll take your ideas. Are you ready for it? Our sentence number 1 is: I used to drink coffee. I really needed to wake up every morning. And the mistake is I used to. This routine refers to the present, it does not refer to the past. The correct option would be usually. I usually drink coffee. I really needed to wake up every morning. Remember, used to is for routines in the past, as usually is for routines in the present. 2. It's taking me ages to get used to speaking a foreign language. And the mistake is speak. Remember, when we use get used to, we need to use the verb in the gerund with ing. So the right option would be get used to speaking. It's taking me ages to get used to speaking in a foreign language. 3. I didn't used to like wine, but I love it now. The mistake is used with ed. Remember, when a sentence is negative and we have didn't, the verb use does not take ed. I didn't used to like wine without ed, but I love it now. And that's all for today. Used to, get used to, and be used to. If you found this video useful, like it and share it with your colleagues and friends learning English. Also, to continue with your learning process, check the links I've left for you in the description box and have a look at our social media for more free lessons, resources, games, and much, much more. And last but not least, be part of our family by subscribing to this channel Linguverse and watching the new videos that I prepare for you. In the meantime, why don't you have a look at these common grammar mistakes and see if you make them as well, or check these hacks that will help you improve your English in a very efficient and fun way. Thanks for being with me today and practice this, enjoy it and share it.